I had a huge loss at my last weigh-in, but since then I had a vacation and some not great news in my life. To see everything that I ate today and also my weigh-in, stick around. We're getting into it right now. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Manya and I've lost over 30 pounds on the WW Purple Plan. Today is Wednesday, so that means I'm going to show you a full day of eating as well as telling you about my weigh-in Wednesday. If you want to skip around, there will be time stamps below. You can go right to the meal of your choosing or straight to my weigh-in results. So let's get right into coffee and breakfast. This morning I decided just to have plain black coffee. That's how I've been drinking it for most of my adult life. I've only recently gotten into the soy milk lattes that you see me drink. And then I have coffee, my noon tab for potassium dissolved in water, and then my hydrate water bottle that is Bluetooth enabled and reminds me to drink water throughout the day. It's pretty cool. You'll see it light up right there, letting me know it was just refilled. And then for breakfast, I have a big bowl of oatmeal cooked in water, frozen fruit, bananas, so that's blueberries, mangoes, bananas. Then I have 0 points worth of chia seeds, flax meal, hemp hearts, cinnamon, turmeric, black pepper, my multivitamins, and that's breakfast. Morning snack time. Very simple. Right now, I'm just gonna eat some red potatoes that I cooked in my Instant Pot. I did 5 minutes at high pressure with a quick release, and they came out beautifully. And then, of course, I will put nutritional yeast on top and a little salt, and that will hold me through lunch. Okay, a lot going on here. What you see in the big video is my lunch, which has a base of brown rice and cooked potatoes. And then the greens I pulled out of my garden system, and that's what you see in the small video. This is a really cool system that I have in my house where it grows greens for me that I can then just cut and eat. It has lights, it waters, it comes with plant food. It's a pretty amazing thing. I have a video coming out in the next couple of weeks to show you the beginning of what it looked like before it blooms. So those of you who watched this video are getting a sneak peek of what it looks like after about a month. And it's kind of like Keurig cups. They come with seeds and they're watered and you change them out, and I am loving it so much. So this is my bowl with everything you've seen me putting into it, with a top of sauerkraut. I don't use dressing because I find the sauerkraut does the job, especially with the liquid, and that is my 0 point lunch. Afternoon snack time, I ate this Lara bar, which only has 2 ingredients. The ingredients are cashews and dates. I bought this while I was traveling last week. It's very high in points, 9 of them in fact, because it's so high in fat, but at the end of the day, healthy ingredients, whole food, plant-based ingredients. So I felt okay eating it. And here's dinner. Variation on lunch with brown rice, my 0 point black beans, my cheese sauce that I made, cooked potatoes, corn, and red onion. Very simple and satisfying. If you've been here for a while, you know this is my standard issue dessert. I begin and end my day with oatmeal. So this is Scottish oatmeal that I batch cook in water in a slow cooker. On the bottom is some peanut powder mixed with water and 8 grams of agave. Now that peanut powder is no salt, no sugar. So the agave gives it some sweetness. Those are 15 grams of vegan chocolate chips and frozen blueberries. This is a high point dessert. This put me over my points by I think 1 or 2, considering the cheese sauce that I had earlier today and that Lara bar. That's really what did me in, but it's okay. It'll just get taken out of my weeklies. And the great thing about oatmeal for dessert is you can easily make this 0 points with just fruit and oatmeal
and still have that satisfying warm dessert.
That was everything that I ate today. So here's what I know. Not all of you stick through to the end, or you come straight here to figure out what I weighed. So I'm going to tell you my weigh-in results for the week, and then those of you who that's all you care about, you can click away. For the rest of you, those of you who have been with me for a few months now, I've only been doing this YouTube thing since December of 2020. I have some rather sad news to share, so I'll get into that after my weigh-in results. As a reminder, I started my journey in mid-May of 2020. My starting weight was 163.2. Today for me is July 7th, 2021. You always watch this a week behind. My weigh-in today was 130.8. That means this week I gained 1 pound for a total loss of 32.4. Now, if you've been around for a while, you know that 2 weeks ago, I not only hit my goal weight, which is 130, but I was under goal. I weighed in at 129.8 and I lost 2.6 pounds that week. It was completely unexpected. I have no idea why it happened. I didn't do anything differently that week than I do any other week. For those of you who are new, you should watch my video on realistic weight loss where I open up my WW app and I show you my journey. You can't control it. You cannot go into this saying, I'm going to lose a pound a week. I mean, you can try, but your body doesn't know what a week is. And so sometimes you have a huge loss like I did 2 weeks ago, and then sometimes like this week you gain. I didn't weigh in last week. I should have my my weigh-in results on the screen. It'll go back, I think, to the end of March. I didn't weigh in last week because I was in Portland, Oregon, visiting my parents. I hadn't seen them in almost 2 years because of COVID, so I went to check on them, and I am happy to report that they are great. 1 pound gain is not upsetting for me. I said last video that I weighed in that huge loss, I didn't expect it to stick, and then I went to my parents' house and I didn't track. Technically I haven't been tracking for about a month, and I continue to not track for the summer, and my goal is to stay under 135. So far I'm feeling good about summer and my weight. I'm just really trying to maintain at this point. However, and I'm not going to get into this much on YouTube, haven't been here long enough, and I don't need to share someone else's business on top of my own, but I do want to mention that 2 weeks ago, the day that I had that big loss and I was under my goal weight, my husband told me he wanted to separate. So that was a really hard day, and it's been hard ever since. And I've had more stress over the last 2 weeks than I think I've really ever had in my life. I'm in the process of moving out. I will be moving out in 3 weeks. I have an apartment. We met with the real estate agent last night, signed the papers. You can see I've started packing. There's very few shoes left on my shoe rack. And it's up and down. We have been together for 20 years. So what does that mean for WW and for eating? It's hard. I'm really, really, really glad that I lost all this weight. Sorry for the cats running around. I'm really, really glad that I lost this weight before this happened. I still have never felt better about how I look or how I feel, and I know that everything's going to be fine. But we're still living in the same house, and there's still a lot to untangle after 20 years. So it is hard. That's all I'm going to say about it. Again, I want to respect his privacy, and I haven't been on here very long. I'm not going to do one of those videos where I cry and the thumbnail is I'm so sad or big news or something like that. But I wanted to mention it because backgrounds are going to change. And those of you who've been here for a while, you know I just did a kitchen renovation, so you've noticed it, you've commented on it. So that's going to change again. So I have this week, I have next week, and then I go on vacation by myself for a trip we were supposed to go on together, and then I come back and I move. The good news is I will have more space, not more physical space. I'm moving to a smaller apartment, but just more space to film. I don't have to feel self-conscious about it. I have lots of ideas for you guys. I want to be as helpful as I can to all of you, and I want to share what I'm going through and what I'm learning. Most of you are women. I can see the statistics, and what I've learned is that many, many, many women have gone through this. So I'm always happy to hear from you. Either in the comments below or in the description box is an email if you would like to reach out to me privately. I do love hearing from you. But that's all I'm going to talk about today, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.